All right, this is part two. So before I talk about the interesting topic, obviously my Sky Entertainment Company, you know what I'm saying? All you Zane's actors are excited, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I'm nice enough to save you guys for what? I'm nice enough to save you, John Boyega. When you watch this, you can see the feature, obviously. I'm nice enough to save you, John Boyega, Avon Joe J, you know what I'm saying? Danielle Manette, Ariana Grande, Don Cheadle. I'm Andy Serkis, Digimon Sue, the actor for Queen Sarah. All you actors who are going to be my stars in my Zane's movie, I'm nice enough to save you for what? For Zanus, if you're going to be safe for, I don't know, almost 5 years of your life, I'm nice to do that for you. But after the 5 years, the journey ends, and you're going to go back to Hollywood being left behind and working in the Hollywood system. You see what I'm saying? And, in other words, my company is so good that once the actors experience my company, none of them are going to want to go back to Hollywood. They're going to want to work for me for the rest of their life. Ben Affleck and Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson, John Krasinski, and Paul Bettany and all them, and Javier Bardem, once they experience my Skyscraper company for what? For the Great Escape and experience that fame, they made all that money. They made their tens of millions. They made their millions, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And they experienced my high tech company, obviously. My studio office, my parties, my $50 million yacht, my one, you know what I'm saying? My $300 million con penthouse. You know what I'm saying? All the 2 day luxury hotel event in Italy, the crazy red carpet, the world tour, being flown on my private jet, staying at all these luxury suites, luxury cheaper suites. So I'm gonna have them rent $4,000 a night rooms. I'm gonna tell John Favreau and Dave Filoni, do not go any higher than $4,000 for the rooms. If you have all the actors stay in $10,000 a night suites, it's gonna drain the budget. No, $4,000 a night rooms. That way doesn't. You have a stable cash burn. Whereas if you put like 10 grand, have them stay in $10,000 suites, it's gonna drain the share of the budget. No, a $4,000 room is good enough. They're staying in a luxury hotel, but in a cheaper room. In a cheaper suite, pretty much, right? A nice room, but not like a crazy like 10,000 a night suite. I'm saying, Evan. Once they experience that, they're all man. I don't even want to go back to Hollywood. I want to just work for you for the rest of my life. Yeah, man. Yeah. You're gonna see Keanu Reeves, Ivan, man. I want to work for you for the rest of my life. I want to be saved. You might even cry. And if guys like Ben Affleck and Keanu Reeves cry, I'm gonna be shocked. Holy shit, Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson all them are begging me and VJ. These big fucking actors are begging me and VJ if they can resign us. These actors don't struggle getting roles in Hollywood. Yeah, that's how tough my companies. Keanu Reeves and all them know they don't struggle getting roles. They know they can easily what? Easy to get roles in Hollywood, no problem. It doesn't get any bigger than them, and even then, even those actors are gonna beg. Yeah, they'd rather work for me than work in Hollywood, man. And I gave them the freedom too. Don't forget that Ivan's a clean businessman. He doesn't have the actors pay a price for success. He grants them the freedom. Keanu Reeves is making his 100, I don't know, $60 million in free cash, man. He's free. Yeah, when I worked for Ivan, I was totally free, man. I didn't have to do anything. It's a good feeling, obviously, being free and rich. And don't forget, I paid Keanu Reeves and all them way more than how much Hollywood pays them. You see what I'm saying? That's why, yeah, I'd rather just work for Ivan and make my fucking millions and collect my $2,000 royalty checks. I'd rather work for Ivan and make my like $80 million for all his movies. And just live the life and be free and be a part of his company than fucking be in Hollywood. Yeah, because Ivan's company is the only company that can compete with Hollywood. Whereas no other independent movie studio can compete with Hollywood. Hollywood's the best of the best. But once I start Skyscraper Entertainment will be the best of the best. And me and Vijay will own our big ass Skyscraper Entertainment company, man. We're gonna be boss men. John Favreau and Dave Filoni are gonna beg their asses too once their contract's up. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna beg because they know they're never gonna make this money in Hollywood. Yeah, Ivan, please, man, I don't want to go back to fucking Mandalorian. I don't want to work in fucking Lucasfilm. Your company's so much better than Lucasfilm is fucking cheap, Ivan. They gave me a shitty $100 million budget. You know what I'm saying? In other words, once John Favreau and Dave Filoni and all the actors experience the budgets of my movie, when I experience that kind of technology, Hollywood feels like shit. It feels small, like a shitty budget. A $100 million budget feels shitty. Because Ivan's budget's unheard of. He built like unheard of sets, unheard of best IMAX cameras, best equipment for the cameras, best drones, the best special effects equipment in the world, in America. $400 million for what special effects things. Yeah, my company blows hell out of the water. Yeah, man. You know when you watch Mandalorian, you see like the high tech technology, the cameras, all the screens. Yeah, think something like high tech like that for my Zane's movies. Something crazy, man. 8K world, yeah. Hence, peace out, world. You made me pay to be my wife, and you made Visa pay me, and you're gonna kill me to be my wife. You're gonna have me cross have views. At the same time, you don't want to talk to me in the public eye, and you don't want to what? You don't want to acknowledge that you watch my videos. Hence, I'm also gonna what? I'm not making any videos for you. Go use Zerb, man. The only I'm gonna Ivan. How can we be saved? I'm gonna tell you the secret. You want to know the secret to being saved, world? Put my stats on. I'll gladly make videos for you. That's all I ask. Put my stats on, and I'll gladly save you. After what you did to me, the only way I will save you is if you put my stats on. I want to see the billion views on my channel, man. We're not going to do it, Ivan, because, okay, I'm going to keep saying this. If you want to be selfish and be a dick like that and keep me behind the scenes and act like you don't watch my videos, I'm not making any videos for you, man. I want you to acknowledge that you're tuning in. But you're not going to do that, hence you get what you deserve. You're not saved. Get what you deserve, man. And it's peace out. And VJ's not making any videos for you either. VJ's peacing out with me, man. Once I pay this fee and I cry those heavy tears, man, you put me through that pain. My wife is crying heavy tears while I pay this fee because she knows I have to save her and she sees hell, obviously. You know what I'm saying? VJ will cry heavy tears while I pay the fee too because she knows what I have to do to save her. I have to die to save her, obviously. At the same time, VJ knows all these Hollywood women are going to go after her husband. And she's gonna go crazy, obviously. She's going to become a crazy woman, obviously. That's why VJ's running away with me, man. Running away with me after I pay this fee. She's running away with me, man. She's running away with her husband, man. You're going to see VJ running away. I don't know. Once I come out from death, you know what I'm saying? Once I come out from death, yeah, VJ's like, oh my God, I can see Ivan now. She might, the first night she sees me, she might cry, oh my God, Ivan died to save me. So he can say, yeah, I fucking saved your fucking ass. Ivan suffered death just so I can see him, you know what I'm saying? He has sex with his own stepmother just so I can see him, yeah. I sacrificed my soul just to fucking save my wife, man. Oh, I sacrificed a whore of my soul to save my wife, yeah. To have sex with your own stepmother, that's a sacrifice, man. That's a horrific price to pay. To have memory of having sex with your own stepmother is a horrific price to pay, man. And I had to do that to save my wife. And you also made me have sex with all these thousands of women in Hollywood. And the worst of all, you made me suffer death. I cry those heavy tears. I wake up 1 second later, you know what I'm saying? The debt's now paid, and what? You guys got your mess, and you're gonna be pissed off because I set the whole thing up. Well, fuck, man, we should have just chosen Ivan's way over his sex. Yeah, you got your sex, and now I'm gonna release my book. You guys are gonna buy my book. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm worth the free money, obviously. And then once I get that money, I'm what? I'm booking that hotel. I'll have a nice dinner, you know what I'm saying? At Dinty's. Give the nice waiter a nice $250 tip. Obviously, you know, I'm gonna check in at that hotel in Elmer. I've never been to that hotel. I always wanted to stay in that hotel. Stay there for 10 days, and during those 10 days, I will immediately book. I'll book my private flight, charter my own flight to Los Angeles 10 days later. And VJ will listen to me. She won't visit me in Elmer because I say to her, as VJ, I'm telling you in advance, VJ, I don't want you visiting me in Elmer. Wait until I get that check, and I'll visit you 10 days later. That way you save the surprise. If you come and visit me in Elmer, I'm going to be very, very pissed off, man. I want to save the surprise. She'll listen to me because I say to her, as don't worry about it. I'll listen to you. You know what I'm saying? You say, yes, it's because of me you're a billionaire. It's because of me you can see me. For once in your life, listen to your fucking husband. Because I know VJ doesn't listen to me. See what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's peace out, world. You get what you deserve, man. And once I come from death, and you know I'm gonna peace, and you know I'm peace now. You know I'm gonna experience that glory. You're gonna be left out. It's finally gonna hit your minds. Holy shit, we're fucking stupid. We chose this route. Says arriving zero. Yeah, you did. Now you got your bullshit sex. You got the mess of me, VJ's life, and now I'm peacing out. And you're left behind. So what'd you get by doing this, world? Anyways, enough about me ranting about how wicked and evil you guys really are. You guys are going to get what you deserve. You're going to be left behind when I'm king. And all you actors who are excited for my movie, for Zanus, you're also going to get what you deserve. After Zanus, you're going to go back to Hollywood being left behind. You're not going to be saved. You're going to be a part of the Hollywood system, son. Yeah. So let's talk about my Skyscraper's company and my Zanus movie as usual. Obviously. Yeah. So my Skyscraper's company will be the biggest film brand in the entertainment industry, bigger than Disney, Warner Bros., Universal, Paramount, Lionsgate, bigger than all those companies, guys. And all you actors for Zanus know I'm talking. You can see the feature. I have the keys. Yeah, we can see. Yeah, you know how much my company is. Think something like Incredibles. Remember Incredibles 2 and Incredibles 1? You had that high-tech jet with a GPS with Mr. Incredible. Incredibles 2, they stayed in that nice high-tech house. Yeah, I'm going to own a high-tech penthouse like that, man, with moving walls, moving couches, all that stuff that move the couches, moving closets. You know what I'm saying? Moving doors, automatic doors, something unheard of, man. GPS, nice luxury pool, luxury jacuzzi room. Yeah, man. Maybe he's gonna own a high end like $300 million penthouse. $300 million is enough. I'm not going any higher than that. $300 million is high tech, I'm saying. Me and VJ are gonna build a dream penthouse, man. A $300 million penthouse, something unheard of. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, my company would be better than I mean, how high tech would your company is? I think something like Incredibles. You know, Incredibles when you watch everything's high tech. Yeah, man. Think something high tech payment system. Think something like Wayne Tech. Everything is high tech. Yeah, Batman has his high tech technology. Yeah, I'm gonna have high tech technology for my computer software, the GPS. Putting $2 million towards my computer software, something high tech for my 7 team. Payment sent. And John Favreau is going, holy shit, this is cool. This is Ivan owns a high tech company. Yeah, high tech payment system. 600K towards my payment system. Yeah, man. Something really, really high tech, man. For my company. I'm gonna own a high tech company. Yeah, hence why Peter Jackson and all them are gonna beg their ass off because Peter Jackson's gonna experience my Skyscraper's company if he's chosen or Mel Gibson. Yeah, man, I'm gonna pay the actors way more money than what Hollywood pays. There's exceptions where some Hollywood can pay the actors more money, but if now with the royalties, on average Hollywood is not even paying. On average, my company's blowing Hollywood out of the water. But I told you there's exceptions where some actors can make a lot of money. Like Tom Cruise made his like $100 million in royalties with his 12 minute salary. But even then, that does not beat out Keanu Reeves' salary. As Keanu Reeves signed a bigger contract than even Tom Cruise' Top Gun contract. Because Tom Cruise only made $12.5 million for the movie, guys, and Keanu Reeves made his $59.5 million in royalties and salaries, obviously, and that does not include his 0.3% of the profits. And you also have his speaking fee earnings. Don't forget, the actors for my movie are going to collect like $100,000 plus in speaking fee earnings, which is nice pocket money for a fucking celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Me and VJ are taking most of the pie, obviously, for the speaking fees. But I'll give the actors a nice piece of the pie. I'm not going to be cheap and give them like a small piece. No. If I charge $65,000 for a 20,000 venue, obviously, and I'll take home like 17, 16,000, and I'll give the 44,000 to the actors and directors. That way they get a nice like $2,800. I'm saying. If I charge 200,000, I'll take home like if I charge 200,000, I'll take home like 60, 65, $70,000 for me and VJ, and 130,000 split with the actors and directors. So even though I'm greedy, I'm giving the actors a good chunk of the pie, and they're gonna collect like I don't know $10,000 each around there, $8,000. So even though me and VJ took home 70K off the 200,000 charge, obviously for the speaking, obviously. The actors took home like $10,000, $8,000, $9,000 for themselves. It's just, I'm generous. I'm not cheap. Because the actors are your stars in part of the movie, they deserve a piece of the pie, obviously. Give them a nice, like, if I charge 200K, I'll give them a nice, like, $130,000 split with Peter Jackson, Guillermo del Toro, John Favreau, and all the actors. They're going to make their nice, like, $9,000 in speaking fee earnings for that one day. And that's why I'm going to tell the actors for Zane's, look, guys, if we go on that world tour, I'm going to tell my secretaries to tell the agents, make sure the actors buy, like, zip bags. Buy a good, like, one or two big zip bags, and that's where you store all your checks. That way you don't lose your checks. And every time you store your checks in a zip bag, put it in your, like, luggage. That way no one steals it. Because people can steal your checks, man. Even some of the actors can steal each other's checks. You never know. We live in a wicked world. I'm going to tell all you actors, you know what I'm saying, when you're excited to go on this world tour with me and VJ, obviously, you're going to experience the crazy worldwide fame. When you get your nice checks, obviously, put all your checks in your zip bags. That way you don't lose your checks. You see what I'm saying? Put all your checks in your zip bag. That way you don't lose your checks. You see what I'm saying? Put all the checks in your zip bag. That way you don't lose your checks. Yeah, man. And because I paid the actors their millions, and I gave them a piece of the royalties, they're going to work hard for me because they're now invested in my Zaynus movie. The Great Escape actors are invested in my Zaynus movie. But I'm not going to talk about the Great Escape because the Great Escape is a long time from now. It's like 10 years from now. 10, 11 years from now. Whereas Zaynus is what? The Great Escape is not too far away. It's, I don't know, a good 9 years I should be starting the process for the Great Escape around there. 2031 around there, that's 9 years, right? About 9 years, yeah. Where Zanus is in a couple years, I don't know, 4 years from now, 2026, I'll be hard at work with the office for Zanus. Not too far away, yeah, man. Obviously, so I'm going to talk about Zayn, because at the end of the day, I'm the most excited about Zayn. Zayn's unique stories, I'm saying. All the actors for Zayn's are going to work really hard for me because they signed a deal of a lifetime. Even Peter Jackson will be like, Ivan, you're being a bit... Hugh Jackson might tell me, Ivan, you're being a bit too generous. You're giving all your 15 actors a piece of your pie, a piece of your money, Ivan. I would never do that. I would take the whole 61%. I'm like, Peter, I'm not like you. I'm not greedy like you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, even though Ivan's greedy, no one's like Ivan. Ivan's generous. Yes, even though I'm very greedy, I'm very generous. I'm willing to give the actors, you know what I'm saying, a small piece, you know what I'm saying, of the pie. Like tiny piece. They're not, essentially speaking, me and VJ are still making our 60%. We're gonna take home like 59.8%, me and VJ. Because I'm gonna go a bit over 1% for the Zayn's actors. I'm paying all the 12, 14 actors. The actor for Fool, the actor for Aratat, the actor for Morale, Lithius, and Baramis don't get squat. Because those actors are pretty major. They're not as major. So those actors, I'll just pay them their like $700,000, $500,000 salary. The actor for Morale, I'll pay him $700,000 or 680. You gotta watch your budget. 680 for Lithius, 680 for Baramis. Pay those guys that money. They don't get squat out of those actors. Whereas the other stars like Eli, Sirius, Cornelius, Job, Papyri, Acetonius, Cassius. The only reason why Idris Elba is the only minor character who's making the dough. Because he's a key to the whole plot. He's perfect for the role, man. He's the most, out of everyone chosen, he is the most perfect for the role. And if you want him to destroy the role, pay him a lot of money, obviously. I'll pay him the most money for his salary, but he's not making the most for his royalties. As Don Cheadle will be making more than Idris Elba for his royalties. And Ariana Grande is making the most for the royalties. I'm giving her 0.05, which is like $15, $16, $17 million in royalties. And Ariana Grande signed a fat deal, man. She's going to make a nice like $21, $22, $23 million for my movie, which Hollywood never paid. You know what I'm saying? My company blows out of the water, man. Yeah, man. That's where when I sign all the actors in Hollywood are going to be shocked. Holy shit. Ivan's company blows out of the water. All the stars got a piece of the royalties. And Ivan paid them the rich millions. Yeah, man. More than what Hollywood pays on average, yeah. For their salaries. John Boyega got his 8.9, and he got 0.01% of the royalties, which is like 5. I said it's like 3.5 to like 5 million, even 6 million in royalties. And John Boyega signed a massive deal. He signed like an 11, 12, 13, 14 million dollar deal. He's gonna walk away with $5+ million in his bank, John Boyega. Because you also have the rates, right? $14 million after taxes is 8.5 million after taxes. Because you have the rates, and you have the rates with the pounds, John Boyega will make about $5 million around there. $5+ million he'll make with his role. If he'll make about 4.4 million plus, man. 4 million to 5 million. My guess is around 5 million he'll make, John Boyega. Avon Jojo will make like about 5 million too. About the same amount as John Boyega. Because John Boyega is making more for his salary, but he's making less for his royalties. Because he lives in London and you have the pound difference rates, right? Whereas Avon Jojo's getting his full Canadian money, you see what I'm saying here? Avon Joji signed like a $9 million, perhaps even $10 million deal. He's making his $4 million salary, and chances are he'll make his $4, $5, $6 million in royalties. But something tells me more than 700 million people are going to buy a book. Probably maybe 900 million people, maybe. If 900 million people buy a book, John Boyega and Andy Serkis and Avon Joji and Neil Manetta are gonna, and the actor for Sirius, Cornelius, and Eli, they're all gonna make like 5-6 million royalties, man. They signed a fat contract, man. Yeah, man. So I don't know. John Boyega signed his $14 million deal. 8.9 plus, what's 9 plus 5? 9 plus 5 is what? 9 plus 5 is 13, I believe. Is my math right here, guys? Yeah, 9 plus 5 is 13. Or 14. 10 plus 3 is 13. Yeah, 9 plus 5 is $14. $14 million. You see what I'm saying? $14 million. Yeah, so John Boyega signed his $14 million. Chances are he'll make about 5 million royalties. Avon Joji signed his like $9 million. $9 million deal. You know what I'm saying? The actor for Sirius, Cornelius, and Eli and Neil Manette signed their what? they're like $8 million deal. Yeah, man. Everyone's making a lot of money for my company, man. Yeah. All my stars, I'm saying. Digimon Su signed his like $20 million deal. I'm gonna pay him a $10 million salary, and give him 0.03% of profits, which is like 10 million in royalties. 10 million. He signed like a 19, $20 million. Chances are about 10 million bucks in royalties. He signed a $20 million deal. You see what I'm saying? How my company blows high in the water? All these actors are making their consistent millions. Yeah. Even the ones who are not getting paid as much are making a lot of money. They're making how much bigger A'ers make. I'm saying Danielle Manette's making her $8 million with the royalties. The other three Sirius Cornelius are making their $8 million too. They're making their $3 million salary and the royalties, obviously. I'm saying Von Joji's making his like $9 million. John Boyega's making his like $14 million. You know what I'm saying? Idris Alba's making his like $20 million. $12.5 million salary, 0.02% of profits, which is like $8 million. $8 million. He's making like his $19, $20 million. Yeah. And Ariana Grande signed her $5 million deal, and I'm giving her 0.05, which is like 15, 16, even $17 million in royalties. $16 million in royalties. And she signed a $21 million deal. Ariana Grande. So Don Cheadle, Idris Elba, and Ariana Grande are the three actors who are making the most for my movie. Those guys signed fat contracts. Yeah. Whereas everyone else are making a bit less. They're making their 13, 14, you know what I'm saying? Andy Serkis signed like a what? He's making his like $8 million pretty much. And $5 million royalties. Yeah, he signed like a $12 million deal, Andy Serkis. A nice fucking contract, yeah, man. But the reason why I'm giving Andy Serkis less than the reason why I'm paying Andy Serkis less than John Boyega is Job is not as major as Tacitonis. He's a supporting character, but he's not as major. You see what I'm saying? He's not as major as Tacitonis. Ivan, is Job in a lot of scenes? Yes, all the actors are in a lot of scenes in my movie, man. They're all supporting characters, but like the main guys are like Tacitonius, Cassius, and Tactius. Those are like the major three characters. Whereas everyone else, they're major characters, but they're more like they're more supporting. They're supporting characters. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. My company's gonna blow high out of the water, guys. Yeah. Even Peter Jackson will be like, oh, Ivan, I think you're being a bit too generous, man. Like, you're giving all the actors a piece. Like, you're going over your 1%, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? I'm also giving all my 17 a piece of the pie. I did the math. I'm going to take home, me and Vij are going to take home like 59.8%. We're going to go like 0.2% over 1%. We're going to go 0.2% over the 1% for Zayas. Zayas is the only movie whereby I'm doing this. Whereas all my other movies, I'm not doing this. No. All my other movies, I'm only taking 1% of my money, and I'm not going higher than 1%. But the Grayscale movie, I should have enough to pay everyone the royalties. I might go maybe like, I don't know, half of 0.1% over 1%. The 1%, you know what I'm saying? Me and Vijay might take home 59.95% for the Grayscale, because chances are I'm going to go a tiny bit over 1%, because I have to also pay my 17, and I'm also giving Hans Zimmer a piece of the profit too. I'm giving him 0.01. Hence, me and Vijay are going to take home 59.8% around there for Zanus. Around there. 59.85% me and Vijay might take home, and the rest goes to the actors. And my 17 too. Jon Favreau gets a 0.2%. Dave Filoni gets a 0.1%. Obviously. And then Peter Jackson's taking a big chunk of the pie. He's taking 0.6%. That's 0.9%. And in my 17, you also have my other 5. My other 5, and you also have Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro, I'll give him 0.01% too. That way he works harder for you. I'm saying he'll make his nice like $5 million in royalties. $4 million in royalties, Guillermo del Toro. It's a good paycheck for assistant director. He got his $1.65 million salary and bonuses. That's a good deal for assistant director for Guillermo del Toro. Hey, all right, it's a deal. That's a good deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking assistant director. Yeah, you're assistant director. You're not my director. You're an assistant director. That's why I'm not paying you as much. As assistant directors make squat in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I signed all these actors. I signed the biggest movie contract ever for entire cast in history. As in Hollywood, how it works is only 1 or 2 actors make a lot of money. Everyone gets their shitty money because Hollywood does not have the kind of budgets I have. You see what I'm saying? The amount of money I'm paying the biggest actors and rising stars with their salaries and their royalties is how much bigger A-list actors make in Hollywood. John Boyega's making is like $14 million, man, for my movie. Walking away with like a $5+ million check in his bank, man, with the rates. Like, you have the rates too, obviously. Fat check, man. Bigger A's just make that kind of money in Hollywood. They make their 10, 15 million in Hollywood. Yeah, man. Fucking, what? John Boyega's making more than how much Tom Cruise made for Top Gun for his salary. Tom Cruise only made $12.5 million for Top Gun, guys. He got a good chunk of the profits, but for his salary, John Boyega's making more than him. Don Cheadle's making more than him for his salary. Don Cheadle's making $20 million with the royalties. You see what I'm saying? My company blows hell out of the water. Yeah, man. As I told you, even bigger A-list actors get like 10 million, 8 million, 12 million for a movie. You know what I'm saying? But Hollywood does pay the bigger A-listers a lot of money. Like, I've seen a lot of contracts. Hollywood offers actors 20 million. You know what I'm saying? But the amount of money they're paying the actors is not as much as how much I'm paying the actors. I'm paying the Hollywood actors way more money for my company. You know what I'm saying? Hence why the A-list actors are going to work really hard for me. Because they signed a deal of a lifetime. The crewmen are going to work hard for me because I paid them the $150,000 salary. That's the crewmen are going to work hard for me. And Peter Jackson will work his ass off because he signed the biggest movie contract ever in history. As no director ever signed a contract like that. The highest contract a director signed from Hollywood was what? Probably like a $100 million deal. You see what I'm saying? A $100 million deal. Like Steven Spielberg, I believe, for his movies, he took a good chunk of all the profits, Steven Spielberg. Hence why he's worth like $4 billion. The only one who probably signed the bigger deal than Peter Jackson is probably George Lucas. Because George Lucas, George Lucas doesn't count because George Lucas owned his own company, right? He owned his own company. He doesn't count. He doesn't really count, obviously. But George Lucas signed massive contracts, obviously. George Lucas took all the money from the box office. It all went to him. And he made a shitload of money off the Star Wars merch. All the money went to him, obviously. So George Lucas signed a massive deal. Signed a bigger deal than Peter Jackson, obviously. But in terms of directors in Hollywood, I don't know. Peter Jackson signed the biggest deal ever. He signed a massive, like, $300+ million deal, man. $107 million salary in bonuses and salaries, obviously. And he got his, like, $220 million in royalties, Peter Jackson. He signed more than even how much money he made. More than even how much he made for Lord of the Rings. For Lord of the Rings, he only made $180 million. And yet he's making, like $120 million, $50 million more than what he made for Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson. He signed a massive deal. So he worked his ass off for Lord of the Rings. You can only imagine how much harder Peter Jackson will work for me. You're going to see him working his ass off, man. You're going to see him working hard. He has his glasses, I'm saying. Hey, Ivan, let's write your book. Let's write the screenplay, you know what I'm saying? We sit down in the room. I have my book copy signed. We go over what? We go over the prologue, and we follow what's in the prologue. And we begin writing our screenplay. And because I prepped with VJ, I'm prepped. I now know, and I studied. I studied the topic. I read the Seinfeld book. I'm gonna read it multiple times. Obviously, I studied the Fellowship of the Ring. I am prepped for writing the script. And Peter Jackson's like, holy shit, Ivan, you already have your whole prologue planned. Yeah, I told you it'll be easy to write the Xan script because all we have to do is just follow the book, man. Follow the book and you'll get an amazing movie. Yeah, Ivan, all we have to do is just follow your book. We can make a few changes, obviously. Ivan, we can make a good, like, 25% of changes in your book. That's why we have to do the concert to discuss the changes, obviously. And we can adjust those changes when we write the script for the scenes. Add more dialogue with Eritad, add more dialogue with Tactius, Suetonius, with Faful, with Morale, with Bass. We add a bit more dialogue. Hey, Peter, I want to give all my major stars a lot of scenes in the book. I don't pay them a lot of money for nothing. No, I want all the major stars to have a lot of scenes in the movie, which they will. They will, as Job and all of them have a lot of scenes in the book. Lithia, Belle, Mary, they all have a lot of scenes in the book, man. And Xanth has a good, like, 35+ characters. A lot of characters in my book. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You're listening crazy. Yeah, man. Holy shit, man. Yeah, man. Listening crazy. You are looking at something fucking crazy, man. You are looking at something fucking crazy, guys. Yeah, man. Something fucking crazy. You are looking at, guys. Yeah, man. Peter Jackson will work hard. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm spoiling him, too. He's staying at a luxury fucking hotel. Guillermo del Toro and Peter Jackson are staying at a luxury hotel in Vancouver. You know what I'm saying? Which is a nice perk, obviously, with a nice pool, a nice bar, a nice jacuzzi, nice room services. If Peter Jackson them want to have room services and drink beer, they have to pay with their money. I pay Guillermo del Toro his $400,000 signing bonus. I pay Peter his $10 million bonus. They have to pay for their own beer. I'm not. And Peter Jackson's and Guillermo del Toro are loaded people. They have million. Guillermo del Toro's loaded. He's worth like his millions. And Peter Jackson's fucking loaded. He's a billionaire. Okay, Peter, I pay your $10 million bonus. Your living and feeding is paid for, obviously, and your transportation is paid for. You get your 24/7 limo service. If Peter Jackson wants to see a movie, he can just call the limo service and they'll pick him up. They'll pick him and Guillermo del Toro up and they'll take them to the what? 24/7 limo service will cost me more money, though. I'll just have limo services for Peter for his buffet and taking him to back to the hotel and my office. That's it. I'm not going to have 24/7 limo service. No, that's going to cost me a lot of money. Just have him have limo service for his buffet for 3 times a day, obviously, and taking him to the office. Whereas Peter Jackson wants to see a movie Guillermo del Toro, he has to take a cab. He's going to have to take a cab, which you can easily afford. Look, Peter, I pay your $10 million sign bonus. You can easily afford to take, I don't know, a $10, $50 million cab ride to the fucking theaters. There's high chance Peter Jackson and Guillermo del Toro will be watching movies on theaters, too. They might go see a movie on theaters with John Howe, Alan Lee, and George Lucas at the Cineplex in Vancouver, Canada. They might go see a movie in Vancouver, Peter Jackson, all them. And me and VJ are most likely going to see quite a bit of movie. Chances are, I might do a thing every weekend. Me and VJ see a movie on theaters. Every couple weeks, me and VJ, when we're off, me and VJ see a couple movies on theaters. Me and VJ at the theaters. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, Peter Jackson signed the biggest movie contract like ever for a director, man. A massive $300 million deal, man. $300+ million deal. Yeah, man. A $300 million massive deal, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He got a fat contract, Peter Jackson. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Bigger than even Keanu Reeves' contract. Bigger than even Jon Favreau's contract. Jon Favreau signed a massive deal, but he's not making the kind of money Peter Jackson's making. Jon Favreau will only make like, I don't know, $120 million for Zanus. Peter Jackson's making is like $340, $350 million. Almost $400 million even he'll make. Because you also have the rates. So Peter Jackson makes $340 in Canadian money. In New Zealand money, he's making like $370. Yeah, he signed like a massive $300, like $50+ million deal, Peter Jackson. I don't know, probably about $330 he'll make around there. $340 with New Zealand rates. Right? You know, he signed like a massive $300 million deal, Peter Jackson. That's why he'll work really hard for me. You're gonna see him in his hotel room, going over his script. You know what I'm saying? Taking his notes, Guillermo del Toro. Ivan, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I promise I won't fuck up your movie. You have to trust me, Ivan. He'll be like, Ivan, you have to trust me. And I know what I'm doing. Okay, Peter, I trust you. You know what I'm saying? I promise, Ivan, I won't fuck up your movie. We're gonna make an amazing movie. I'm gonna take my notes. I'm not gonna wing it. Yes, I don't want you winging it. You have to take your notes with Guillermo del Toro. You have to do the consults with me, and you have to help me correct the script. That way you know the ins and outs of my story, and that way you're prepped as a director, and that way we get a kick-ass movie, man. Something even better than Lord of the Rings. Don't hate me, Peter. Show my camera here.